Hey guys, it's Morgan. Just before this video starts, I just wanted to say that this is the third time of editing this video. I'm sick of this video at this point. So please, for the love of God, enjoy, leave a like, and we will talk to you later.
And then I goofed on her minis until I yucked.
Welcome to the show, everybody!
Welcome to the show!
Where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it be politics, fighting, or getting froggy.
I didn't even say the name of the podcast yet.
Oh.
Anyway, as you can tell on the screen, this is the Taboo, Tater, Tots Club podcast. I had to read that off myself.
You seemed like you were struggling to get words out a little bit, so I just kind of jumped in.
Today is a little off.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I ate.
It's just an off day.
It is just a little bit of an off day. But as you can tell, our setup is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You can't even really... You can see my hands, but like...
I have a background.
I mean, you always did. But
now I have my own little pet shit.
It's a pet shit.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Buddy.
Yes, I have an actual computer, which you can only see at the top of the monitor here. But I am so sick and tired of dealing with my slow ass little laptop, which, you know, it served its purpose with what we needed, but with our different shows that we're running now, we have this podcast, and then we have my Magic channel, which nothing's up on that yet, but
and then
by the time this gets out, there will be.
And then the Patreon and...
Yeah, there are too many editing jobs for that poor little thing to...
poor little thing.
I'm talking about the laptop.
Oh.
That poor little thing to struggle with. So I brought my semi-big boy computer. It's not the best in the world. It's an i5. It's an Optiplex 7010. It originally was supposed to run Windows 8, but now it's running Windows 10.
But you never used it for 8.
No, I never used it for 8.
Because 8 is a fucking joke.
Right. Funny story. I got this by going... How far away is Boise? Like 80 miles? 100 miles?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Give or take.
Give or take.
A little less, I guess. I only know that because my mom and brothers live in...
To Noisy? No, Boise.
To Noisy. I want to go there.
There we go. 164 miles, so much farther than I thought. 164 miles just to get this computer. The guy was selling it for $80 on Craigslist, and I'm like, oh boy, that sounds pretty good. And then I went there, and he's all like, yes, so I am just factory resetting. I don't know if I should do the accent or not. He was a Southeast Asian Indian man. I will not do the accent.
Please do the accent.
No, I will not. But he's like, please
Thank you,
down.
come again.
He's like, please come sit down, sit on my couch, and while this is done being factory reset, which I'm like, you knew 2 days ago that I was coming to get this. Why did you? Whatever. But he had a bunch of different computers, and all of them were like on and doing different things. I have no idea what the fuck he was doing. One of them had like stock market stuff on it. I don't know what the other ones had. I didn't pay attention, but...
Probably crypto mining or something.
Probably, which is probably why he had so many computers. And I wonder if this computer used to be a crypto mining machine. But first of all, the version of Windows he had on it was bootlegged. I know for a fact because every single time that I try to open up like Windows Defender or any administrative task. It was all like, please update your version of Windows or something like that, or your version of Windows is out of date. And at the time, I was working at like Wendy's, and one of my friends there, not really friends, but my coworkers, was like, hey, I can look at your computer for you. And they did, and they're like, hey, so there's an illegal bootleg version of Windows on here, and if you try to access the internet with this too many times, there might be some not so friendly knocking at your door. So you better like go on eBay and buy a key for this. And I did, and it's fine. But it's really funny because when he sat me down, we were talking about God knows what. And he's like, would you like some coffee? I'm like, yeah, I'd like some coffee. And he goes into the kitchen, and it's kind of like an open floor plan where the only thing that was out of sight was like the bathroom and the 2 bedrooms down the hall. And so he's like making this coffee. Turns out it was just warm water and Nesquik. And he hands me this coffee, and I just look down at it, and I'm like, thanks. And he's like, go on, drink it. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I drink it, and it was the most... It literally tasted like he sprinkled dirt in sewer water. Like, it didn't taste like sewer water, but it had the smell of sewer water. And so
I mean, that's just Boise water.
Probably, yeah. So I like had to take tiny little sips at a time. And he's like, would you like more coffee in there? Is it not strong enough? And I'm like, you know what? Sure, let's put some more coffee in there. And then he just dumped another spoonful of Nesquik in there and mixed it up. And it was... and he was all like, drink. And I'm like, okay. And I drank it. And I'm like...
Nope,
okay,
no more.
Okay, it's at least... I can at least taste the chocolate now. I didn't want to be rude, so I drank the fucking coffee. But yeah, he's all like, yes, this coffee is the best coffee. My daughter loves this coffee. And I'm like, yeah, I bet your daughter does.
You have a daughter?
Yeah, he was probably like maybe in his late 30s. He couldn't have been older than like 37. But yeah, that's how I got this computer. I was all at first he was selling it for like 125. I'm like, hey, I'm all the way the hell over here. I have to drive there to get it. Can I have it for 80? Or no, at first I asked for 75, and he's like, can you do 90? And I'm like, I can do 80. And he's like, okay.
So at least he worked with you and gave you some delicious coffee in the process.
Yeah. I mean, this is the nicest computer I've ever had that I've bought with my own money. Of course, my wife's computer is at least 70 of mine put together because she needs it for her...
What processor is she running?
Oh, jeez, God, I don't know, dude.
Do you know if it's Intel or AMD?
At least? I can't tell you. All I know is that it was like $1,800.
That literally narrows it down to...
It's Invictus, a Dell Invictus. And it's like top of the line brand, spanking fucking new. And it's for her animation classes. So
Dells are usually, in my experience, Intel. So
I know it has two. I think it's 2 graphics cards or 2 processors, and I know one is an AMD. And you know what? I can just ask her to screenshot her shit and send it. Just for curiosity.
Yeah, because now I'm curious. I don't think you can have 2 processors. I know you can have 2 graphics cards. But I don't think you can have... I mean, I guess if you threw another motherboard in there and found a way to wire it all up... I guess that would, in theory, work. But that would also just take a shitload of fucking power. And I can't see that being fucking worth it. Being worth the time and the effort and the money and the energy.
But yeah, it was almost $2,000, and it was just above. It was like a step above the minimum specs that her college told her that she would need for all of her classes. So.
Is it a desktop or?
No, it's a laptop. It's a fucking beast, but it's a laptop.
If it has 2 graphics cards, I will be amazed because I have never seen a laptop.
Shut the fuck up.
We good?
Yeah, we're fine. You've never seen a laptop with what?
I've never seen a laptop. What did we use for how long?
You've never seen a laptop with what?
Oh, 2 graphics cards.
Oh. It has 2 something that I've never heard of before. It's like, seriously, it's like top of the line primo shit.
Well, I really can't see a computer like of any kind, let alone a laptop, having 2 processors because like I don't even know how you would make that work.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably not that then. I don't know shit about computers. I just know that we smacked a rock hard enough and it started thinking.
Is that what they did with me?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
So anyways, how are you doing? That's good.
Fine,
No
guess.
one cares.
I know you're just joking, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like I can't get enough sleep lately. Like, I'm just sleeping enough to catch up with the amount of sleep that I didn't sleep the night before. So, like,
hold on. I feel like I need a fucking spreadsheet to understand that.
I feel like I'm getting just enough sleep to recover from the amount of sleep that I didn't sleep the night before. Not last night, but the night before. So I just feel like I'm in a constant game of sleep catch-up.
Leave a like if you understand what he's trying to fucking say.
But today is the 1st of October, and my birthday is at the end of the week, and I get 4 days off. I really should ask for a 5th day, but I can't go that long without working. I mean, I'm already probably going to be doing Walmart delivery on the second to last day that I have off because I have to be in Blackfoot, which is 85 miles away.
I mean, it's not terribly far. It's not fucking Boise, but
no, but it's still quite the drive.
Especially, but it is fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's
nothing but highway.
Anyway,
no.
Yeah, I'm just so fucking tired, bro. Not even just physically, but mentally and also emotionally. Like literally, my birthday. It's my birthday. That's cool. I just.
Out of curiosity, sorry to cut you
No,
off,
you're fine.
but out of curiosity, when did you stop caring about your birthday? Like, what age?
It was actually pretty early.
For me, it was like 12 or 13. It was my 13th birthday. I remember that now.
Okay, well, damn, that's depressing.
Yeah, well.
So the only reason why I still care about my birthday is because I love spending time with my family. And that's
What is wrong with you?
I have a good family. I have
Your family's fucking awesome.
a mostly good family. On my mom's side of the family. I haven't talked to my dad's side.
I can try and talk shit, but it would just be that.
I literally have one cousin and his mother on my dad's side of the family that I talk to. Literally nobody else. But I have my grandma, my grandpa, an aunt, and then my aunt's granddaughter, because my aunt's daughter is excommunicado for God knows what reason. I'm not going to even touch that subject. And then, my mom, my wife, and sometimes my uncle's daughter, which my uncle passed away like 3 years ago, which hopefully she'll be there. I don't know because, like, you would think, because she's going to be 21 later in the month, towards the end of the month, and she's going to be getting her dad's inheritance. So one would think that someone who's going to be getting their inheritance from the inheritance's benefactor, who is my grandfather, she would want to be around more closer to when she's going to get her money, but she hasn't been, so I don't know.
I only know what excommunicado means because we just finished watching John Wick.
Well, that usually means that someone within the family excommunicates or does away with or pretends doesn't exist. But she did that to herself. My cousin did, so I don't know.
Well, I only know what it means because we just finished watching John Wick 3.
Hey, segue.
Link in the description. Check out the Patreon.
Yes, we are up to date with our Patreon movie reviews, which we don't have any patrons, so it doesn't fucking matter. But still, I feel pride in knowing
that
we missed June. I think
it was July.
We missed either June or July. Probably
it was July.
We missed one of those months, and we haven't. We promised once a month. But we are finally up to date with that. Since it is the month of the spook, I want to watch a horror movie. However, I refuse to watch supernatural horror movies.
I know you're...
watch something like, I don't know, The Hills Have Eyes, or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or something like that.
I've never seen that.
You haven't?
No.
No! What we should watch, because it's kind of funny, and it kind of has to do with something that I want to talk about today, is it's called See No Evil. It's with the wrestler named Kane.
I didn't know they wrote a movie about me.
What?
I'm evil.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually, since I think about it, I do want to watch that one. Because I've seen it. One, I've seen it before. Two, it has the wrestler Kane in it. And three, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, literally, the premise of the movie is this little boy grew up in a nunnery where he had like a really hard time with sexual urges, and they would like whip him every single time they found him like jerking it in a cage. And so he got
cage?
A cage, an actual like dog cage. Yes. And they like abused him and tortured him because he couldn't control his sexual desires. And he just goes fucking psycho and kills a bunch of people inside of this used to be nunnery. I think they turned it into a hotel or something like that. And it's...
I mean, I would go fucking nuts too if I was getting abused for fucking natural urges.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super fucked up, but it's also really over the top and funny. Like, I think... Actually, no. I almost spoiled the ending. I don't want to do that. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah.
You saving up for the apocalypse?
What do you mean?
You have 2 bottle caps on the table.
Ooh, what is that gonna buy me? A fucking shotgun shell? Wow. A single shotgun shell? No.
Not even.
What's really funny is that my mom really likes these candy mints. They're not even real mints. They're like light and fluffy, and you can like break them apart with your hands. It's almost like chalky. And she, for some reason, keeps the little buckets that they come in. Like, she had so fucking many of them underneath her bed. Last time the landlord came in, well, not the landlord. We were on Idaho Housing. Last time they came through for a house inspection, and we cleaned up, like, deep cleaned the entire fucking house. I think I counted like 300 of them.
What the fuck?
Over 300 of them stacked, like, you know how they keep the stacks of cups at the gas station? They're just like stacked.
Yeah.
She had like 20. Like
Your
20
turn
rows. Like, she had like 20 rows of them that spanned from one end to the other of the bed. It was fucking ridiculous. And I'm like, if the nuclear apocalypse ever happens and they take these as currency, you're set.
Fucking Fallout Kindergarten Edition.
Kindergarten Edition. And I literally told my mom, like, I think you have a problem. And she's like, at least it's not drugs. And I'm like, yeah, but like...
Might as well be.
Yeah, like you're a diabetic, Ma. You can't be doing this.
She's diabetic.
Yeah. And she's like, I only have one a night. And I'm like, so how long have you been collecting these? God damn, Ma.
Oh my god. That is really fucking funny to me.
Yeah. Well, just a quick update with our new rig. We have not gone above 51% CPU usage, so that's fucking fantastic.
Yes, that is.
On the laptop, we were hitting 80s and 90s constantly.
That is something else I wanted to talk about. Everything should now be wonderfully 60 frames a second.
Yes, it says 60 out of 60 frames. It doesn't say that it's dropped a single fucking frame, which is fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh no, your riches.
My rich. A single bottle cap fell. And it's not even one of the cool metal bottle caps.
I know.
That if a metal bottle cap equals $1, that's like a dime. It's like 10 cents.
Yeah, a quarter.
A quarter, yeah. But yes, hopefully, a lot of the headache of editing and a lot of the headache of, like, literally, I can go like this and there's no fucking lag on the screen. That is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the cameras might be our next thing to upgrade.
Oh yeah.
Just
definitely.
because that's gonna limit us on frame rate.
Yeah.
Frame rate, not flame weight.
Yeah. And there was one more thing that I want to talk about the computer, but I forgot. Oh well.
Oh, that we cleaned it?
Yeah, we cleaned it, and hopefully it will run so much more smoothly.
And he was freaking out a little bit because he thought it was, quote, acting strange.
Oh yeah, it usually only takes like half a second for the Windows logo to pop up and the little... and then it'll go straight to the opening screen, but it was stuck there for like a good 3 minutes.
That's because we had sprayed everything with compressed air, and again, you felt how cold the canister got.
Yeah.
So everything kind of has to warm up and realize what it is.
Yeah.
So, but I knew you were over here freaking out, and I was just over here like.
Yeah, and I did want to bring one more thing up. Over on Morgan's side, it is just a touch laggy, but that's because that he's using is a 1440p Walmart piece of shit camera. And the one that I'm using, actually, I got from the DI, but I looked it up, and it's actually a really nice LG 1080p, whatever. It's like, it's worth, like, out of the box, it's like $55. And that was only like 30, 25, something like that.
Not bad.
I mean, it's good for what we need to use it for, but I do want to get two very high quality, the same thing, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Excuse me.
But if we can just find like a cheap 1080p, I'll settle for 30 even.
Yeah.
Temporarily, I'll be happy with that.
No, we're gonna stick with these until we can buy some nice 4K cameras.
What I'm saying is, like, if it's another situation where it's like you're in DI or Goodwill or the youth ranch and you happen upon it for like $10. Yeah. Then we're gonna fucking swoop that up. But anything else you wanted to share?
Oh yeah, we're still talking about my day.
Your life, I guess.
My life, I guess. Yeah. No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, as you know, there is something very negative, for lack of a better term, in my life. You don't know what it is, and I can't talk about it. So if there's moments where I don't seem as present or energized, that's why.
Yeah.
Because it has been weighing down on me a lot.
But hey, good news. We thought his girlfriend got swept away in the hurricane. She's fine.
Yeah, she's fine, thank God. But literally the night that after finding out that she was okay, I found out this bad news. And I hadn't already been sleeping
I see.
for nights before. And now I'm barely sleeping at all.
Yeah.
So it was essentially a double whammy.
Oh, super quick. With the Magic the Gathering channel, if there's any crossover from this channel to that channel, I will be getting a micro HDMI cable to HDMI so we can feed a nice DSLR camera into the capture card, so I can flash the cards into it, and it'll autofocus, and it'll be nice and crisp and nice.
Don't ever do that again. The fucking noise. Been doing Spark with a friend. That's been interesting, and that is actually part of what I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
Because this happened literally last night. Do you have anything you wanted to bring up before I go into this? Okay, well, segue!
Okay.
So I was sitting in the car and we were waiting. No, I was waiting in the car. And this, I'm going to say Mustang.
Okay.
It might have been a Camaro. I didn't get a good enough look at it. But I'm 95% sure it was a Mustang. So this Mustang pulls up in the parking spot next to me. And a male and a female Hispanic get out. That's important. I'm not being racist. That is important for the story.
Okay.
Okay, it might be a little bit racist. But no, this girl was super cute. Cute smile. Fucking just adorable. If that helps my case at all.
Okay.
Anyways, I didn't think anything of it other than, wow, this guy's a douche.
Uh-huh.
You know, like he had the fucking outfit and the fucking car and just the way he carried himself.
The outfit?
Yeah, like it was just very douchey, like black clothes and like the fucking flashy ass chain necklace and just and then just the way he carried himself was all just very douchey. Like I just wanted to punch him out of principle.
Okay.
So they go into the store and I'm minding my own business, listening to music, and next thing I know, I hear screaming and yelling. And the male storms over to his car and throws something into the car. And then he storms back to the, I'm assuming girlfriend, and gets in her face and just starts fucking screaming, like laying into her like drill sergeant fucking bullshit. And she was just fucking standing there taking it, you know. And she did start to cry, which at that point it was hard for me to just kind of sit by and let it play out.
Yeah.
Because that's a big no-no for me. But if he laid a hand on her, that's when shit would have gone down.
Yeah.
And it was, just to give you an idea of how big of a scene it was, I wasn't the only one watching. You could literally see in the rearview mirror, you could just see dotted people just watching. Okay. So she's crying, and then a car pulls up.
Was this in the store or in the parking lot?
Parking lot.
Okay.
a car pulls up, and she calmly walks over to the passenger side, climbs in, and they peel off. And if that did not piss him off, I don't know what would. Because she just calmly do as he's fucking screaming obscenities at her. So that was interesting. I thought that was funny. Oh, and I had the scanner with me, and someone actually called the cops about it.
Nice.
Of course, the douchebag was gone when the cop pulled up, and I was like, "Hey, this color Mustang, maybe, and driven by a Hispanic male, dressed in all black with like the flashy chain, like I said." So, yeah.
Okay.
That was just, it was super interesting to watch. Because, like, normally it would be a two-way, screaming match. Mm-hmm. She just fucking stood there. It was impressive.
Interesting.
But I wanted to knock his ass out. Break his jaw or something.
You wanted to fuck his ass out?
Fucking... I hate you.
I bet.
Okay, fine. I want to stab him in the throat. In Minecraft.
Okay. Yeah, in Minecraft.
So... But yeah, like, I told the cop, like, well, they were driving. Like, I know it was either a Mustang or a Camaro.
Okay.
And I knew the shade of color, obviously. So, I gave him all of that. And he was like, okay, thanks. And I was like, yep. And then I went right back to my music.
Nice.
So
I was in line at the pharmacy to get my mom some meds. And this old dude, very old dude, came up from behind me. Like, he was, like, supporting his weight on the shopping cart, probably because he couldn't stand without a cane or something.
which is fun.
Which is fine.
Like,
but
good for you, dude.
Yeah, but...
I don't think that's the right response.
You might want to bleep this out. It's up to you. But we're far enough into the recording... Because there's new, like, community standards on YouTube, I guess, where you can't swear or say anything within the first, like, 15 minutes, I think. And then after that, you're fine. Or so I've heard. Anybody out there?
No, it looks like the dogs are just being jackasses.
But anyway, it's up to you if you want to bleep this out, but I'm going to say exactly what he said. I heard under his breath, I didn't know that there was anybody behind me until I turned around. But I heard somebody speak under his breath, and I had my hair up. He said, these fucking kids these days in their faggot haircuts. And I turned around, and he just looked at me like... And I was just like, okay, and turned back around. And like, I was going to say something, but it was just this old curmudgeon, crotchety old fuck. And I'm like, you know what? He's going to die very soon anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, without my intervention.
Yeah, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. I didn't say a damn thing. But his face was like, come on, fight. Say something. Like, even his neck was sticking out, and he was like, shaking and everything too.
I don't know why, but that makes me think of a Goomba.
A Goomba?
From Mario.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know why.
A Goomba named Buddy. Because Goombas look like piles of shit. Anyway, yeah, I
shall name that Goomba.
Okay. Yeah, I just turned back around and just kept looking at my phone, and I'm like, whatever, dude.
Did I ever tell you about the time I almost beat the shit out of an old lady?
No.
Okay, so funny enough, was at a pharmacy too.
Fuck the elderly!
No, they're crusty and old. Ew.
Anyway.
And I would imagine the dentures would hurt. Okay.
Anyway.
So I was in, just out of curiosity, was it Smith's?
No, it was at least.
Oh. Well, I was at the Smith's pharmacy with someone. I don't remember why we were there. But I was standing in line, and I was just minding my own business. Like, I was fucking irritated that I had to be there. And this old lady comes up behind me, grabs me by the fucking shoulder without even fucking asking. I turn around to swing, and she goes, "You've got dogs."
Oh?
Because I was covered in dog hair.
Huh?
But why did she need to fucking grab my fucking shoulder?
I don't know.
Why did she need to sneak up behind me to do that?
Why does she need to touch you?
Exactly! That is my fucking point.
I don't know. That's fucking insane.
And then she looked at me like she was offended that I was about to punch her.
Yeah? Yeah?
It's so fucking... And this was like fucking almost a year ago now. And
Jeez.
I still just am so fucking speechless over it.
Yeah?
That it fucking just pisses me off.
Jeez. Sounds like it.
Because she looked at me like I was the bad guy.
Yeah?
I mean, I would have looked like a bad guy if I had actually connected.
Yeah. But I don't think... I mean, maybe you would have gotten in trouble by the police. I don't know, but like...
Hey, I would have been like, hey, look at the fucking security camera. She shouldn't have done that. Not to mention, I didn't fucking know this lady.
Be like, I didn't know her. She touched me. And she startled me. And my first reaction was to defend myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that you understand or you don't.
Yeah.
You have it or you don't.
Yeah.
So, but, like, what is it with old people?
I don't know. They come from a time that's so much less on guard and so much more relaxed. It's just, I don't know.
And less faggoty?
Yeah. Definitely that.
But, like, that's not the first interaction I've had that was negative with an elderly person.
Yeah.
Like, why are they so grumpy and retarded?
Probably because they're in a lot of pain and they're in a world that they don't recognize.
Well, if you're gonna fucking be grumpy towards me, you're gonna be in more pain.
And they can't be racist openly.
It doesn't fucking stop them.
Oh. You know what actually happened to me one time is one time I was at in Twin. I don't remember if it was Target or Walgreens or what place I was at, but I was browsing the clothes and I was looking at pants. I remember specifically it was pants. And there's this fine, handsome, young Asian gentleman who was perusing the pants as well. And he says something like, oh, these come pre-ripped now. I remember when I used to rip my own pants to be cool or something like that. And then he goes about his business. I was like, ha ha ha, yeah, whatever, you know, being polite, agreeing with him, whatever. He goes away. And then I turn to look at more pants. And this old man, just as I turn to look at more pants, this old man starts walking away from the pants. And I just hear him start talking about fucking Iwo Jima and like Pearl Harbor and shit. I'm like, what in the fucking goddamn? Like, I got mental flashbanged. It was wild.
It couldn't have been Walgreens because Walgreens doesn't do
I was
clothes.
thinking of just another red store.
Oh.
Yeah.
Walmart's not red.
Target is.
Yeah.
And Walgreens is.
Aren't they owned by the same people?
I have no idea.
Anyways, it's funny that we're on fucking retail outlets and old people because, and I totally,
Sorry.
I totally forgot about this. And I don't know how me, of all people, forgot about this.
Yeah.
But I went to Walmart for something, and this was the twin Walmart. Fucking years ago now. But you know how they have the greeters?
Yeah.
And they're like usually older people or like
The one around here, there's a lot of younger people doing that. But yeah, usually.
or like mentally disabled or
usually.
just fucking in need of help.
Yeah.
So I went in and this dude was very, like, you could just tell by the way he was being like, hey, welcome to Walmart. Hey, welcome to Walmart, that he was excited.
Yeah, it's probably his first day or something.
Yeah. Like, I got a job for the first time in 30 years.
Probably, yeah. You sounded like Bubba just there. Like the Jeff Dunham puppet. That's what you sounded like just now.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
No, I just need a beer. Anyways, so then he was obviously very fucking excited. So he says to me, welcome to Walmart. And I'm like, welcome to Walmart. And then he goes, fuck you.
Okay, pal. Like, calm down. Seriously? You respond with fuck you?
Oh my god, I'm lightheaded. It's like reliving it all over again. And I kind of looked back over my shoulder and he's just smiling at me.
Okay.
I don't know. But I never saw him after that.
Okay. Very cool.
Just, welcome to Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. Fuck you.
Okay.
And he was like fucking 90.
Oh.
Like,
okay.
he should not have been standing. He should have been dust.
Okay. Anyway, there's one more story that I have about specifically Target, actually. It's not my story, it's my grandparents. So first of all, I'm not going to say my grandparents' real name, but the nickname that my grandpa has given my grandmother is Wilma, like from the Flintstones.
I like that, actually. That's cute.
Yeah. So, they go to Twin every once in a while, but this was like maybe 10 years ago. So they were more able to go around and do things by themselves. And they went to Target, and I guess my grandma was looking at clothes, and my grandpa was looking at clothes, and he was just by himself. And he says that this man, around his age, comes up to him and places one hand on his elbow and says, "I think this would look wonderful on you." And he pulls out like a shirt or something. I don't know what it was, but
not important.
Not important. And he goes, "Oh, thank you, pal." And he kind of like moves his arm and like keeps like goes around. But he follows him, I guess. And then the second time, his hand moves up to the shoulder, and he goes, "I think this would look wonderful on you too." And then I guess something clicks in my grandpa's head, and he's like, "Oh, this guy is checking me out." And he goes, "Wilma!" And then he goes walking off looking for my grandma. "You did not scream that." And it was, "Yes, I did." He said that every single hair on his body stood on end. And he was like, "Oh no, I need to get out of here." Wilma! Yeah. And then I asked my grandma if that was true, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I thought he was dying or something. I dropped what I was doing and immediately looked for him." And then she's like, asking him what's wrong, and it's like, "Oh yeah, this strange guy is like checking me out. We need to go." And then she's like, "What happened?" And he explained exactly what happened. And she's like, "You should have went along with it. Maybe he would have bought you something."
Okay, I love both of your grandparents now. Originally, it was just your grandpa.
Yeah.
But that's because I never heard any stories about her.
There are very far and few between stories of my grandma being funny or doing anything like that. But yeah, she has her moments.
Well,
Yeah.
I just imagine, like, it's a super slow day. You're like, I don't know what they do, pretending to sweep, and all of a sudden you just hear, Wilma!
And just this old man walking as fast as possible out of the clothing section.
Oh my god, that's so amazing.
Yeah, I really wish I would have been able to have witnessed that.
Oh, me too. Me fucking too.
So do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
I can't get past the Wilma.
Yeah.
I don't know. You broke my brain.
Okay. Well, I will go into the main topic that I have for today.
Okay. Wait, that wasn't the main topic?
No.
Oh, God.
That was just a side story because I brought up Target.
Okay, well, I need to go get a drink.
Grab me another Coke Zero, please.
Okay. Start your story.
So, I know that wrestling or pro wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, is a divisive topic. Because some people are like, "Oh, that's fake, don't watch that." And some people are like, "Yeah, that is fake. Just like movies and TV shows are fake. So what do you care?" I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I used to. Mostly as a way to get closer to my dad, to have something in common. But that ended pretty fucking quick. That's a real Wilma moment right there. That is a real Wilma moment. I don't know what the fuck that means. But, you don't need to know a ton about wrestling for this story. You just need to know a couple of names. And you need to know that right now, on Netflix, there is a documentary on Vince McMahon and his rise to fame, which Vince McMahon, if you didn't know,
Is gay?
no, was the CEO for the longest fucking time of the WWE and the WWF, formerly known as the WWF.
Wait, what?
And it used to be called the WWF until they got sued by the Wildlife Federation or something like that. So they had to change it to WWE.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. But I guess they had the copyright for years before they did. So.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
it's like fucking organization that have... Literally, they cannot be any fucking different from each other.
Sweaty men touching each other violently versus preserving wildlife. Yeah, that's pretty different.
Yeah. So it's like, if you're gonna get the two confused,
That's on you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do your fucking research. Get a brain.
Yeah. The main topic that I want to talk about that concerns this is the allegations against him that are going on right now, because I guess this interview had started in these interviews, series of interviews, because they interviewed a bunch of people who were behind the scenes and a bunch of journalists and people who worked with Vince directly and other wrestlers who worked for Vince. Like they interviewed John Cena and Hulk Hogan and Booker T and people like that.
Sorry to interrupt real quick, but Hulk Hogan's son, before I had never heard of Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan's son got caught driving while intoxicated.
Just recently or when?
No, this like 6 months maybe.
Okay.
So fairly recent. I could totally be wrong on that. But there is body cam of it.
Ooh.
Right?
Huh.
It's
Maybe we can take a look at that.
It's pretty fucking good.
Time.
It's pretty fucking good. And so the son is like, "Oh, do you know who my dad is?" You know. And then the dad shows up, which Hulk Hogan, by the way. He is so nice and polite to the officers.
I'm sure he is.
It is great. And apparently he has a reputation for being a actual, genuine, kind person. Which
You know
I did not expect from a wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Like 90% of all wrestlers are so fucking nice behind the scenes. Like, it is insane how much of a performance that they put on every single night to make you think that they're a character.
Yeah. So then Hulk Hogan goes over to the cop car where his son is, and he lays into him and calls him a fucking moron. And it is essentially like, you're going to treat these guys with respect or else.
Listen here, brother, little brother, you're gonna treat these cops with respect, you understand me, little brother?
And then the cop whose body cam we're watching, the viewpoint, he's like, "I'm sorry we have to do this. I'm a huge fan." And he's like, Hulk Hogan is like, "Hey, he's got to learn."
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You were talking about, you brought up Hulk Hogan, and that made me.
If we can talk about Hulk Hogan specifically for just a minute, my favorite thing that Hulk Hogan's ever done is this tiny little like toy and autograph signing thing.
Yeah.
In like a little tiny local comic shop, and there's this tiny child, so tiny, like 5 years old, and he comes up to Hulk Hogan with like a fake mustache and the bandana and the shirt and everything, and he goes, "Listen to me, brother. You're gonna listen to me, brother. Listen here, brother." And he goes, "No, you listen here, brother. You're gonna listen to me, brother." It's like, "No, you listen to me, brother." It's like, "No, you listen to me, brother." It was really fucking cute.
I love that. Okay, so up until I had seen that body cam, I had no idea who Hulk Hogan was. I mean, like, I'm sure I've seen like pictures and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because like I immediately recognized him from somewhere. But I didn't know that he could actually be a genuine person.
Oh yeah.
You know, because again, I've never. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen even a little bit of wrestling.
Interesting.
High
impact sexual violence.
Pretty sure that's called rape.
Minus the rape. That's wrestling.
But no, like after.
Well, actually, with the allegations that I want to talk about, maybe there is rape involved. I don't know. Who knows? Allegedly.
But after seeing that body cam, I had a newfound respect for him. Mm-hmm. That, for one, I had knowledge of his existence.
Yeah.
And a good opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so two more Hulk Hogan things.
That story that you just shared only adds to that.
Two more Hulk Hogan things. One, fucking hilarious. That has nothing to do with him, but it does. And the other one, a little bit sad. So the funny part first. There what used to be a reality TV show called Keeping Up with the Hogans. And the intro to this TV show is him just driving down the Florida beaches on his Harley, and just with badass music and him like doing his poses and
I think I've seen that.
pointing at the camera and everything. Yeah, but there's they had to retape the intro to that because I think it made it on like 4 different episodes before they realized what had happened. But while he's driving down the road, if you know, you know. And in the background, you can see a man and his dog on the beach. And as he's passing by, the man has the dog by its 2 hind legs, and he's hucking it into the fucking water. Like, just as violently as hard as he can, with the both hind legs just hucking it into the water. And then they made it on like 5 different episodes until the executives are like, holy shit, we need to retape this.
I mean, that's way better than what I was expecting.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting you to be like, oh, he was fucking the dog. he was getting his hot dog potted.
You can stop. You can stop. The last Hulk Hogan thing that I want to talk about is that he had a big old sex scandal where he had a tape out there fucking a mistress.
So
And-
fucking what?
Well, first of all, he has a wife. That's
So?
what.
That's between him, his wife, and the mistress. Not everybody needs to know about that. That is one thing that has always irritated me about paparazzi and shit like that.
Okay, is it wrong to cheat on your wife? Yes, but I also don't think that your shit should be aired out like that. But anyway, a company named Gawker, which is like TMZ or... just
They do
another-
the gawking.
Yeah. They went out of business for this because they took that sex tape and put it out there and everybody saw it. But in the legal filings for this lawsuit that Hulk Hogan made against Gawker, something along the lines was said or put into writing that Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis. And Hulk Hogan, whose real name is Terry Bollea or Bollea or something like that.
Wait, it's not Hulk Hogan?
Do you think The Undertaker's real name is The Undertaker?
Who the fuck is the Undertaker?
Nothing, never mind. No, it's a stage name.
Uh,
Just like Nicolas Cage is not his actual name.
it's not?
No, his name is Nicholas Coppola.
What's your real name?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, his name is Terry Bollea. Or Bollea, whatever. We'll say Bollea. This man, in a legal proceeding, said, quote, I, Terry Bollea, do not have a 10-inch penis. But I, Hulk Hogan, do. And then the judge is like, what's the difference? And he says, Hulk Hogan is a character. And he goes, so do you, Terry Bollea, have a 10-inch penis? And he says, me, the man, Terry Bollea, does not have a 10-inch penis. That is ridiculous. He says, but your character, Hulk Hogan, has a 10-inch penis. And he says, absolutely. And I just think that's fucking hilarious that that's in a recorded legal document somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's fucking great. I love the picture of a judge asking, do you or do you not have a 10-inch penis?
My character does. I do not. But...
like, does this fall within the Second Amendment?
yeah. But, yeah, it's just, the main topic I want to talk about with this is the allegations against Vince McMahon. Because,
Okay. Quick question. Who the fuck is that?
so Vince McMahon, since the inception of the WWF until, just recently, was the CEO and the creative director of all of WWE.
So is he a nice guy behind the scenes, or is he a dick?
That's what we're going to discuss.
Oh.
So the Netflix documentary series that I watched that they have on him paints him mostly as a sympathetic guy. You know, he didn't know his dad until he was 12 because he was out doing business and he didn't want anything to do with him. And he started work in the wrestling business as an announcer and then a commentator, and then he worked his way up, and then he finally bought out the company from his dad, and you know, he only got to hear "I love you" or "I am
proud of you."
I'm proud of you once, and that was right before he died. You know, a sympathetic character, sympathetic man. But then they start getting into the more salacious stuff. How he starts saying that he wanted to... Everything that he did was for business. Everything that he did was to further the business. And he created this character of Mr. McMahon that is not the same as Vince McMahon. It's actually really funny because they're like, does the character Mr. McMahon have any correlation with the person Vince McMahon? And he goes, absolutely not. And then they ask Triple H, are they one and the same? He goes, oh, absolutely. And then they ask John Cena, oh, absolutely. Then they ask Hulk Hogan, oh, absolutely. They are the same person. And then Vince is sitting there like, no, I don't think so. No, they're not the same person. No. And of course, you know, real life people in acting positions, because that's what they are, they're actors, usually have some part of their real selves in that character. That is what makes a good actor. If you can put yourself in a position and pretend that you are that person, and you are, it's basically taking yourself and cranking it up to 11. Just an exaggerated version of yourself. And that's what I believe that they all are. Triple H, The Undertaker, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, all of them. They're all playing themselves cranked up to 11.
Isn't John Cena like in movies now and shit like that?
Yeah, I think if it hasn't happened yet, it will soon. That he's doing his last wrestling match of his career. He's quitting completely to do movies, which is kind of what The Rock did, even though he, you know, came back.
Wait, John Cena and The Rock aren't the same person?
No, John Cena's name is Dwayne Johnson. He's a big half black, half Samoan guy.
Oh, I know him. He was in Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, he was in some of the later movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be a wrestler too.
Did he now?
Yeah. That's why they call him The Rock, because his father was Rocky Johnson. That's what they called him.
Okay.
Anyway, their on-screen or on-television performances are usually just them cranked up to 11, and I think that's what happened with Vince McMahon, that he played a character that was just himself, but an exaggerated version of himself, which he kind of confirmed by basically saying that he takes bits of his real-life persona and puts them into storylines for wrestling in his character as a wrestler, because he also wrestled in the ring.
Hold on. Storyline? Wrestling?
Yes. Because wrestling is fake.
I know, but it's not really like a narrative thing, is it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, fuck.
Absolutely. My favorite wrestler's name is Jeff Hardy.
Why do I know that name?
I don't know. His whole thing for a while, or at least when I was watching it, as a young teenage man, was that he had been in trouble with smoking drugs, and he had gotten fired, or not fired, but like suspended a few times. And basically what happened behind the scenes was he got caught smoking weed again by the police, and he got arrested, and he did a little bit of time, basically because Vince was like, all right, get him out of there, and here, I'll pay your bail or whatever, go through the legal system, but I need you to wrestle for me. And I guess he had done that so many times that he's like, you know what? I'm done with you. We're going to make a storyline where somebody makes you quit. or you get injured or something like that. And they basically figured there's this guy who's really popular now, but I fucking hated him then. His name was CM Punk. He is total straight edge. He didn't do drugs. He didn't drink. He didn't do nothing. And
So basically, a violent Mormon.
No, he had the punk rocker kind of look. He had a lip piercing, and he had like the spiky hair and
attitude.
In attitude, not really. He was really violent about it, of course, because he's a wrestler. But anyway,
yeah, a violent Mormon.
Anyway, the whole storyline was over, and this took place over like maybe 5 months. They set it up to where he's like, I'm straight edge and you do drugs and I hate you, and it all culminated. It's all the drama kept climbing until the very last. They had a match where the loser of the match basically was forced to quit, and that's how Jeff Hardy got out of the business. At that time, he's still wrestling, of course, but out of WWE. They forced him to quit because he wouldn't stop fucking. He was just a fucking pothead, and he wouldn't get clean. He wouldn't stay clean, basically.
So, are the outcomes of the matches rigged too, like scripted, or?
90% of the time, yes, they are. But there's a famous screw job in Montreal, is what they call it, where this guy named Bret Hart was supposed to take a fall, basically, meaning that he was supposed to lose his match because he was moving over to the competition of WWE, which at the time was WCW, and he didn't want to. He's like, no, I'm going to keep this championship belt. And Vince was like, you can't take my property over to the... You want to turn on the light? It's getting a little dark.
I was waiting for you to say something.
But,
actually, how does that? Does that open
no,
up?
Turn on the other one.
Okay.
Moral of the story is 90% of the time the outcomes are pre-planned. Sometimes they don't happen like they should. Sometimes people get injured. Sometimes people, their egos get in the way and they change the outcome themselves.
I mean, that's bound to happen in a sport.
It's not
business.
It's business. Sure. Let's call it a business because that's what it is.
In a business like that, that's bound to fucking happen. Like that is, I could have fucking told you that was gonna happen the day they started that business.
Yeah. And,
WWF or whatever.
But yes.
No, what it originally was.
Yeah. But anyway, with the allegations.
Yes, what are the allegations?
So, Vince McMahon has always been mired in controversy. He's been sued before by the U.S. government and individual people.
The U.S. government can sue someone?
Yes.
That seems very, very rigged.
The one instance that I can remember from the documentary, they said that there was a crackdown on all drugs during the Reagan administration. And they're like, hey, all sports leagues, you need to crack down on steroids. And so they, the government gave the WWE their own personal doctor to like make sure that this shit wasn't happening. But guess what? He actually made sure that it was happening. And they're like, hey, Vince, what the fuck? And he's like, hey, man, I didn't know this shit was happening. Like, he's your man. Why the fuck would I have anything to do with that? And so the federal government sued him. And he won that lawsuit because he was, surprisingly, telling the truth. He had nothing to do with it. He might have allowed it to happen, but there was no evidence that he was telling the doctor what to do and who to give it to and directing this. So, the U.S. federal government sued him for that. But
again, that seems very one-sided. But the fact that he won, how the fuck?
I mean, he did nothing wrong. He absolutely did nothing wrong in that instance.
But the federal government said otherwise, and the fucking government is what controls that.
Another thing with Hulk Hogan in that instance, at that time that they were getting sued by the U.S. government, he was going to leave WWE and join WCW, their competition. And they're like, hey, Mr. Hogan, man, you hate Vince, right? And he's like, no. He's like, but like,
You could.
You don't have any like infatuations with him, right? And he's like, I guess not. They're like, how would you like to testify in court against him? And he's like, no. And they're like, how about we sue you? And they're like, okay, fine, I'll do whatever you want, man. Just shit. And they put him up on the stand, and they're like, Mr. Hogan, please tell the court how much of a bastard Mr. McMahon is. And he's like, okay, he's not. And they're like, oh, you were supposed to do the thing, but you didn't do the thing. And he's like, yeah, because I owe my fucking career to this man, and he did nothing wrong.
So, basically, they abused their power.
Yeah. And they were like, the U.S. government was like, well, now we can't sue Hogan, because if we do that, he's going to be like, no, you're just suing me because I didn't dance to your drum. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And people would have known that's exactly what they would have done, so they didn't end up suing him, which is great. But, like, yeah. Anyway, the current allegations.
At least he stuck to his morals and what was right. That is very admirable.
Yeah. With the current allegations, I think they stopped doing the interviews in 2022. And they were going to release this in 2023. But right at the tail end of 2023, beginning of 2024, is when these allegations dropped, where they said that not only had Vince coerced a female wrestler into sex, which he's been alleged to have done before. That's nothing new. But also he trafficked this woman to other wrestlers, passed her around, and told her, if you don't do what I say, not only are you never going to work in this industry again, but I will do things personally to you that you cannot escape from. And so that's coercion, that's sex trafficking, that's whatever else you want to call that. But those are some pretty damning things to be put against you. And I bet if he
Was he friends with Diddy?
I wouldn't fucking doubt it.
That took you way too long to get.
No, I understood it immediately. I just was like, you know, I would not be surprised if his name came up on any sort of Diddy list. Comes out. But no, if he was still CEO and creative director of the company, he probably would have just done what he always does and said, I have no idea about this and I'm going to fight it and everything. But unfortunately, he cut a deal where Triple H and his daughter, who married each other, so now Triple H is his son-in-law, where they took over the company. And
Wait, Hulk Hogan?
I just said Triple H and Vince McMahon's daughter.
Yes. Is Hulk Hogan Triple H or not?
No. Why would I call Hulk Hogan anything but Hulk Hogan? Or Terry Bollea? No. Triple H is somebody completely different.
Okay. Just getting clarification. Don't bite my head off.
Well, how fucking stupid is that? Do I call you James? Just out of the fucking blue? No, I don't. I call you by your name.
You could call me James and I wouldn't bat an eye. I'd be like, what?
Anyway, no. Triple H is another wrestler.
Okay. You also have to remember, I don't fucking know wrestling.
Okay, that's fine. But, like, that's a completely different name. That has nothing to do with Hulk. Well, okay, that's two H's. I guess I understand where you're coming from.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dumbass.
That makes some sense, I suppose. No.
You're over here making me feel stupid for a legitimate question.
The man's name is Paul Levesque.
Okay. Wait, Triple H?
Yes.
Okay.
His stage name is Hunter Hearst Helmsley. So people call him Hunter. But
Okay,
no,
I
his
see.
his real name is Paul Levesque. So this Paul man and his wife, who is Vince's daughter, her name is Stephanie. They took over the company for like 2 or 3 years, and during those 2 or 3 years, he completely disappeared. And right before this allegation was brought to light, he actually came back. And during those 3 years that he was gone, Triple H and Stephanie actually sold the WWE to the parent company of the UFC, called Endeavor, I think. So the same company that owns the UFC owns the WWE now. And so Triple H is like co-CEO, and they made Vince like creative chairman or something like that, like
Basically, a fancy title for a manager.
creative director or producer, I guess. But anyway, I think he had that title for a grand total of like 5 months, and then the allegations dropped, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna disappear again, bye!" And then nobody's heard from him again. He completely, totally dropped off the face of the earth. And now that the Netflix documentary is out, he and one of the gentlemen who he worked with during his time at the company, but also got interviewed in the Netflix documentary series, they're going to write or direct their own documentary series, basically firing back at Netflix, which is probably the stupidest fucking thing that he could probably do right now.
I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I do. It's... Do I believe the allegations? I have no idea if they're true or not, but they are definitely possible.
I could see the sex part.
And the weird thing is he is alleged to have trafficked her to multiple different like higher ups and other wrestlers on the WWE. And only one name has dropped so far, and that is Brock Lesnar. Which, out of all of the wrestlers that I could think that would be scummy enough to take a trafficked woman like that knowingly, they say that they have evidence that he did it knowingly. I would not have imagined Brock Lesnar, because he is such a wholesome dude. Like, his daughter, it's kind of funny. His daughter is a spitting fucking image of him, which is terrible because he looks like a fucking ogre. And she was in the Olympics just recently, and he was like right there next to her, like watching her like train for the Olympics, and he was there in the crowd cheering her on and everything, and he's done so much to give back to the community, and not only has he wrestled, but he's also cage fought and done UFC and stuff like that. And he just seems like such a wholesome, well-rounded dude. Out of all the wrestlers that could have came out as someone to have done something so scummy and terrible, Brock Lesnar was not one of them. It was really, really weird. But
I mean, there always is the possibility of falsified evidence.
oh yeah, definitely. Like the lawsuit has only been filed maybe like a month ago, probably less than that.
You don't think it's strange that all the wrestlers in the world, and only one was named?
Well, they say that there are multiple, but that is the only one that has been named so far.
Exactly.
Which there could be multiple different reasons for that, multiple legitimate reasons for that, but there are also could be possibly multiple illegitimate reasons for that. So I don't want to say one way or another, because we don't know hardly anything yet. But knowing Vince McMahon's character and the things that he was willing to do in the past to get ratings, and just the things that he did in his real life, like he even confessed in the documentary that he cheated on his wife. And he said in an interview to Playboy magazine that it was one of the worst things that he's ever done. And he used that instance of him cheating on his wife to turn it into a storyline for television. That to me does not say upstanding gentleman. Whether he did it for business, whether he did it for revenue and views, that's pretty fucking scummy.
Those are both the same thing.
What?
Business and revenue and views.
Well,
all three of them fall into the same.
You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's completely, totally possible that he did those things. And I know that some wrestlers in the locker room are terrible, awful people. And, you know, Vince can say up and down that it's just business, nothing's personal, but that sounds like a pretty personal fucking thing to do. So, I don't know. Those are the facts that were laid out to me in the documentary series, and I also did a tiny bit of research on the side, but...
and we still got to do another Diddy episode.
Yes. Yeah, I do want to wait until an actual official list drops of names, so we can go through that, but
yeah. There is already so much to fucking cover.
Maybe, but I do want to wait until those names drop.
Okay.
Which a version of a list has dropped, but it's not been verified yet. Super quick.
She finally texted back?
Yep, my wife has said that the device, I don't know why she would tell me what the device name, which the device name is Big Chungus.
Wait, did she name it that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It has a 12th gen Intel Core i7 1265OH.
Do you want me to just read it?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck these numbers mean.
So I was right. It has 10 cores. And it is a, as you said, 12th gen Intel Core i7 running at 2.30 gigahertz with 63.7 RAM usable. So 64 installed. Damn. I can see why she calls it a big chungus.
Yeah.
Because that is a big daddy.
2 terabytes of storage. 10 cores. Yeah, so it would have to have does it have 2 graphic
GPUs.
Because I'm pretty sure now that she said that's the thing that she has 2 of.
Also, I just want to point out this man right here has his wife saved in his phone as WAF.
Yes, she is my beautiful wife. Very nice, big success. She is sometimes pain in my assholes, but it is okay because sometimes I am pain in her front holes.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that was something you wanted me to share or not.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
It seemed like fucking benign enough to where it was just like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else that you would like to talk about? We are at 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Not currently. We can share cringe stories if you want.
Cringe stories?
Or like worst customers or...
Worst customers? Well, we've kind of talked about bad customers before. I'm trying to think of something that either I have witnessed that was super cringe or something that I've done that is super cringe. Okay, she says, yeah, a standard issue Intel that comes installed with a processor and an NVIDIA RTX 4050.
Damn!
Either a 4050 or 4060, she says.
God fucking damn! She knows more about her computer than you do.
Yeah, because it's her fucking computer.
No, you're just stupid. I'm sorry, that was mean.
Okay, you want to hear a cringe story? One day, I got a job. And that job was to take care of this retard. That's pretty fucking cringe. I can't believe I've done that. And I've hitched my...
For almost a year.
That's
on you.
My, future creative products endeavors to this man. Child. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
That was pretty... Damn, dude.
I was gonna do one thing, but then I ended up doing another, and I don't even know what the original thing was. Like at the fucking, like, cashier places.
Cashier places? Like places of employment?
That have cashiers. And they're like, drive safe. And you're like, you too. Or, just shit like that. That's always fucking super cringe to me.
I really can't think of any.
I remember one time I went to the hospital by ambulance. And I don't remember exactly what was said, but it was something to the effect of, stop bleeding.
Somebody told you that?
A paramedic.
Oh.
And I replied, you too!
Okay. Cool.
So that... Do you want to just call it?
Yeah, we can just call it.
Because we are dying.
Yeah. Yeah, we can just call it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for another episode of the Taboo Tater, Tots Club podcast.
Be sure to check out the Patreon, the Redbubble, the...
Yes, I just put a new design up there. You've seen it. I just haven't uploaded it. It's just been sitting on my tablet for like the past 2 weeks.
Be sure to check out the Redbubble. Be sure to check out the Patreon, and be sure to check out the Cash App.
Yeah, if you want to donate, all proceeds that go to the Cash App will first go towards new equipment for this channel. And then secondly, after we've bought things for the channel that we need, it'll go towards Magic the Gathering cards to help launder money. No, I'm just kidding. To further my Magic the Gathering channel. Yeah, but this channel will have precedent.
Always.
Always. The editing needs, the art needs,
the recording,
the
obviously.
This channel will always come first. Even if the other channel starts making money before this one, this is our
together child.
I was gonna say therapy.
That too.
Our release, our venting, our whatever you want to call it. This is how we decompress after a week of bullshit.
I don't know about you, but I always look forward to recording days.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we record. I do look forward to it.
I just enjoy being an entertainer,
Yeah.
Like I've always enjoyed entertainment.
Yeah.
I've
always wanted to be something in entertainment. Something like either an actor, or there was a while where I wanted to be a wrestler.
Ew.
That's not gonna fucking happen.
Poke.
Well, there are fat wrestlers.
Is there really?
Oh yeah, there have been very large wrestlers, not just even tall, but like there is this guy
like Big Chungus.
No, there's this guy named Umaga, He was like a Samoan type of guy, but he was rather large, rather round. There was this guy named Big Daddy V. Don't know what the V stood for, but he was fucking fat. That dude was goddamn obese. Like, he wasn't just fat, he was obese. That dude had fucking titties. Like, holy shit, that guy had titties.
Do you think some teenager ever accidentally jerked off to him?